Ann Wolf's house here in Houston.
Welcome!
Thank you. Rick dogs.
And Wolf is a Houston, Texas-based interior designer whose sophisticated and luxurious interiors are a delightful feast for the eyes. No matter the style or setting, and believes that a harmony of color, pattern, texture, and scale is essential. Rather than impose a signature look, she attunes herself to her clients' needs and aesthetics.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's not. It's not quite. Oh my goodness. Well, Ann, tell us about this beautiful home.
And began her career in fashion, working for Ralph Lauren, prior to beginning her interior design firm in 1995. Self-taught, and had an illustrious mentor who helped her learn the ropes, Alex Papachristidis, whom she met while working in New York.
Well, my husband and I built this house 20 years ago. The architects are the very talented Curtis and Wyndham in Houston. We wanted a house that felt old and American.
And, when did you know you wanted to be an interior designer? And how do you describe your personal aesthetic? And said, I was in my mid-30s, and my husband and I moved to our first family home, which I decorated. People saw it and liked it, and asked me to decorate theirs.
So in the entry hall, it kind of gives you an immediate sense of how much I love craft, pattern, color. The walls are stenciled by local artisans to reflect all the beautiful colors in the living room.
And, when I worked with Ralph Lauren, I was part of a team designing women's wear, and with every season we had to come up with an inspirational concept. It might be a vintage blouse, or a photograph of a stylish woman from days gone by.
Look at all the beautiful pattern. I love it. There's like all the layers on layers.
So this room really does showcase how much I like to combine the patterns and collections.
It also taught me about hard work, and the value of thinking through every detail before meetings. I also got to spend a lot of time looking at fabrics. Like decorating, designing clothing involved more organization, paperwork, and follow-through time than creative time.
We had a tile that we found, and we wanted to put the tile down when we were building the house.
Oh, that's a tile.
And the Italian sold it to someone else.
Oh.
So we just had this one tile, gave it to our decorative painter, and he made something even better.
As described earlier, I am self-taught, so it's been amazing to have Alex as a mentor. In the early years of my interior design practice, he was my lifeline when I became flummoxed by a design challenge or a tricky client situation. He's always been the kindest friend and the most generous with his advice and support.
This room is a collection of period upholstery, really. I bought the sofa first from First Dibs, when First Dibs was just a platform to buy things at the Paris flea market. I had to have it fumigated when it got here. I think it had like...
I admire the work of so many designers, it's hard to narrow them down. But I also find there is so much to learn by studying the great homes of stylish.
Showcase a collection of colored hyacinth jars and colored glass. This is something that they have in our local historic home, Bayou Bend, and I've always loved the way colored glass looks with the light coming through.
I love a layered look of pattern and color, even in my contemporary houses. I always specify custom wool area rugs and custom upholstery, and a smattering of antiques or mid-century pieces combined with new.
When we built this house, I knew that I had to showcase his beautiful Tiffany balance lamp and chandelier, and also he had a very fine collection of American paintings.
We have great craftsmen here in Houston, and I like to make things locally. I do a lot of decorative paint finishes on walls and furniture as well.
What do we have here? This is
the living room. Welcome to my living room. So the living room, kind of the departure point for the living room was actually this painting, which has a beautiful palette of reds.
I am obsessed with ceramics and pottery. Years ago, I started collecting brown and white transferware platters, then moved on to stoneware relief molded jugs, motto ware, Pratt ware, blue and white spongeware, Royal Copenhagen faience, polychrome Delft, blue and white Delft, the list goes on.
Oh, these are my
Yes.
favorite.
She
These
was
are my
just on
favorite you find. These came from Mario Boada. I don't know if he ever had them in his house, but I absolutely had to have them when his sale went up about a year ago. And they're Indian, and they have this gorgeous color on the inside.
like a rust color.
I recently installed a collection of Fulper vases in a client's TV room, and am having a great time collecting American Indian sweetgrass baskets for an upcoming installation.
It's a laboratory for doing all different kinds of
And
experiments.
this is just a dreamy, it's feminine, but enchanting and just really elegant.
This is like our little dogwood forest. It was inspired by Bayou Ben's dining room.
We had a wonderful collaboration with Curtis and Wyndham, and feel that they delivered the house of our dreams. Like any design project, it was a process figuring out what that house would look like, but we got there together.
Make you a needlepoint rug, and then she was still alive when she completed it and decided that she would make me another one. So I have 2 needlepoint rugs that were made for me by my mother that I live with every day.
Oh, that's really such a special memory. You wake up and that's what you see.
And that's what